are going to have the Kai'Sa first pick, so surprised that IG are actually giving that one over to the side of RNG. And talking about IG, because we didn't get to hit on them, we got to see a lot more, right? Yep. Rookie having a terrible performance in that last game. TheShy, for the most part, was pretty good, but having that one defining moment when he tried to engage a team fight because Orianna ultimate was down. But we're moving too fast. Already a Thresh in Lilia, and we're changing things up.
We really are. That could mean that Wink goes towards something like the Aphelios, you know, already seeing the 80 carry. And Derek, I know you'd probably tell this of me, but the Aphelios is something that pairs so well with the support. And so different direction for Wink and Lucas.
You typically don't see blind pick Thresh today, or Thresh at all, without seeing the Aphelios right alongside him. So I think that is the expected pick to go with that Thresh. Again, is a pretty good answer into the Kai'Sa. And then RNG going to keep it standard as well, bringing out Cryien's Orianna once again. And we need to remember that this Gragas is a flex pick. Can be for Wei, can be for Xiaohu, can be for Ming. I think I would mostly expect it to go up towards that top side, though. And there is the Aphelios.
There we go. All right, so set up with composition for focus on the bottom side. Usually we talk about when we see the Aphelios and Thresh. We have the Lilia, the AP jungle threat, and Xun has been that AP jungler this series in particular with the 2 Nidalee games first priority. I like that IG is shifting gears, but this also means that no solo laners there, and so RNG have a lot to ban away.
Still, right, this means that we are going to get a counter pick out from Rookie and TheShy. We need to remember that Gragas can still go down towards that bottom lane, so that's always possible. But you at least know you're playing against that Orianna, so maybe having a mid laner come out on 4 could be a nice option for Rookie. Wait to see how everything pans out with the flex picks, give a counter pick to TheShy on 5, and then you should have 3 winning lane matchups, right? Because we know Aphelios and Thresh do really good in that 2v2.
True. Setting up for winning lanes, elongating the laning phase, IG win conditions. We know it plain and simple. It was in the interview from Xiaohu as well that he knows IG. They've been playing IG for a while, and IG haven't changed too much. Despite their players going in and out, IG remain the same because of the rocks in the solo lane that keep the style the same. And even Wink and Lucas within their lane have been quite volatile, as we saw in that game too. We do lose some of the volatility in the mid lane meanwhile, and Rookie getting pinched a bit more with 4 out of 5 of the RNG bans being towards mid.
Yeah, nothing really comes to mind outside of Victor as a meta mid laner. The Lucian, which they're highlighting now, obviously goes quite well with the Lilia, but this isn't something we see Rookie pull out all too much.
No, but you know what? Potentially top lane, because TheShy plays a lot of 80 carries. So this is something in solo queue that he's played a lot. Now, Callista, Lucian, and Quinn, those are the big 380 carries. Then he goes into the Vayne. It's weird how I know so much about TheShy, but I like the flex pick already. You talk about counters on red side. This is definitely one.
So again, I still kind of expected to go towards that mid lane, but we need to keep in mind it is a flex pick. And now we are going to get the Gnar out, so we are going to see that Gragas, I would expect potentially in the bottom lane, but Sterix, I don't know why I'm trying to guess. We have one more pick coming out. We do need more AD damage, and that answers the call.
Yeah, seeing Ming back on Gragas now. For a lot of other teams across the world, whether you're from the LEC, LCS, LCK, or you've been watching the LPL, you know that Ming has a lot of pockets and has in the past. Gragas was one of his best champions. It's like his Alistar, sets up the engages, and after Ming played such a good game too on the Leona, I'm excited to see this pivot down to the bottom lane. But we do need to shore up what's happening, and IG are in fact going to be taking the GP to top. It is Rookie on Lucian, more surprisingly running into Orianna.
Yeah, so again, we are going to get the Lucian mid like we expected. Again, Rookie has played this champion, but it's never been something that Rookie really gravitated towards like certain other players, like someone along the lines of Mole or along the lines of a Zika who would go towards this. So yeah, really cool. We should get Rookie trying to be lane dominant this time around. TheShy might be on more of his own island, though Gankplank does win against Gnar. Yep. So for RNG, we're sticking back to the 5v5 setup. You can go 1-4 with Xiaohu in the side lane. For IG, it's a lot more about the lane dominance that we want to see, and then kiting back in these team fights with the GP and the Aphelios.
Keeping them away. Also, the Lilting Lullaby, a great tool that IG can really utilize here. Again, these teams, you know, it doesn't feel like it's changed. RNG throughout the years, sure, you know, they've been on the development path. They've been getting a new 80 carry in to fill the void that Uzi left. And that void, man, that's like a level 18 Kassadin with full items. That's how much it was. And for IG, trying to cement their bottom lane in the same sense, but after losing Jackie Love, It's funny though, right? You know, very different 80 carries, but 80 carries who were best in the league leaving the rosters. That's how much it hurt. Gala and Wink, the newer generation. Wink trained under Uzi. Gala was on the side of DMO and had a lot of resources thrown towards him. The 80 carries not talked in the matchup, but RNG IG, we get a game 3, folks. So you better get hyped as me and Cat Jam take you in. On to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen, this is when you realize this is the very last game of LPL before we go on a 2-week break. Ask yourself, what are you going to do in that break? You going to go shopping? You going to enjoy your, spring festival? Or are you going to sit at home and grind solo queue like me and Lyric, and we're all going to get above platinum? I like that, Cat Jam. I really do. I'm sorry I called you Lyric. We're into game number 3. And I'm excited for this because I'm seeing Rookie on something volatile in the mid lane. I got to stop using that word, but I love it. I really do. Rookie on the Lucian is going to be a big deal.
I'm just really curious to see how IG play at the later stages of the game because, right, we expect to see him have prio early in the mid lane. We know Gankplank as well will do good against the Gnar. Very short cooldown on his Q, only 5 seconds. You do outrange Mini Gnar's auto attacks, so he's going to win the laning phase. But late game, we talked about, they can play out, kiting out, just bringing RNG back. They have a failure-safe Gankplank, or they can play the side lanes. They can go 1-3-1 and try to let Rookie and TheShy dominate in those 1v1 matchups.
And use the cannon barrage to dissuade or stop RNG from getting closer. Again, composition set. You mentioned, even though it's not that hard poke we've seen in a couple other games with the Nidalee and the Syndra or even the Azir, we still get an RNG that want to run into them, you mentioned in the draft.
Yeah, again, I mean, RNG have been so straightforward all these games where it's been a lot of front-to-back team fighting, though they do have ways to get on top of backline, and they do have ways to play out a 1-4, because even though GP wins this lane matchup early, once we get to about that first item mark, Gnar will start to come back into it until GP does start getting more of those crit items under his belt along the lines of, the Infinity Edge, Collector, Essence Reaver, things along those lines.
We've seen a lot of the GPs here in the LPL go Essence Reaver first with how strong it is as well.
Yep.
Getting that 40% on the Spellblade. Nice hook from Lucas to try and attempt Gala stepping forward, but will not connect.
Yeah, for the GP build, we typically see Essence Reaver into the Immortal Shield bow second, and then followed up by something like the Infinity Edge third, so going towards that 60% crit route.
Yeah. But I want to take us into the adventure that is going to be this laning phase. TheShy already pushing out. You can see the CS discrepancy. Grasp feels really nice on GP. Of course, he has 3 of the Corrupting Potion with Biscuits in hand. Barrels set up for the chain. Already feeling pretty bad for Xiaohu. Just picking up CS in this lane feels good. If you're the Gnar, as Xiaohu walks up to get his own grasp. But also notice in the mid lane too, we've got Rookie building up a CS discrepancy over Cryin as we expected. And it's just going to be up to Wei and how he can kind of affect the map on this early game pick in the Udyr as he get bottom side scuttle.
Yeah, really curious. We saw both junglers path towards the bottom side.
Oh, no.
We are going to see Shun make his way up, use his pressure to get that top side scuttle, as Xiaohu is looking for that recall, but, not too much going on thus far. I think we will have a lot more action happen once we hit those level 6 marks, where we do have the cannon barrage and the sleep coming out from Lilia.
Rookie, good trades here with PTA, really nicely capped off. And Cryin will have to back as well, has teleport available to use it in the lane, and Rookie actually going to get a nicely timed recall as well. Ooh, actually cancels in the end.
Yeah, now okay, so he's going to be able to force in this way, but both mid laners have TP, so it actually doesn't really mean too much. We are going to see that Wei has a tempo advantage, so going to path towards that bot side. We might even be able to see him get off a bottom lane gank or just outright start Dragon before Shun is even able to do anything. Because, we do have that Dragon timer up on the screen. Yep. It's only 30 seconds away.
Perfect pathing down. Raptors will be cleared pretty quickly with the Phoenix as well as Ming setting up the engage. That's the flash. Ignite down onto Lucas. Followed up by Gala. Grabbed him, picked up as the Death Center pulls him closer. That's a great play because Ming can't get past Wink. Level 4 on the Aphelios, and a lot of summoners, all of them actually, from Gala and Ming committed.
Aphelios and Thresh, such a strong 2v2. They have the range advantage coming in this matchup. Very easy for the Aphelios to kite this out. But we are going to see on the opposite side of the map that Xiaohu is showing respect, realizing that Shun can be there. Doesn't have any wards, though.
Wei is on a ward, flashes anyway. Lucas death sends him into the turret, waiting. The flay, beautiful. Wei chases to his death. Nothing he can do as Wink is at full health. He's ready for a two-man gravitum onto Ming. Keeps hitting him away. And Wink picking that kill up. That is bad news bear, literally, for Wei.
Man, it's been so nice watching Lucas in a lot of these games. Again, he's been very stable, very consistent coming into this roster. He was someone that was really fun to watch on IG Youth, where it felt like it was a lot about him and Shun, and that's why players like Captain, who even though I was still excited for, weren't as talked about coming in because they felt like those were two of the members doing more of the heavy lifting on that team.
It always hurts when you're Udyr and you get flayed and you're like, I gotta make a direction work. I'll watch again. You were talking up Lucas, so rightly so as this bait comes in.
They know he's here. It even feels like they're trying to let them know that they know with the way they are, you know, spacing and spamming that S key. They go in, lands a death sentence, Flay comes out like you highlight, Wink just keeps going. Nice emote coming out from Lucas on the tail end. And like every other early game so far, IG sitting with a pretty comfortable gold lead, but not turning into anything thus far.
Shun trying to turn it into a little bit more as he knows Wei's flash is down. Cannon Barrage is used on the escape route, but Wei's not there. The Phoenix chasing. Sweet spot hit as TheShy has already used his Cannon Barrage I mentioned. He'll pick up the kill. Lilting Lullaby, actually the experience given over from Wei as Culling hits max range. Rookie picks up a kill, and IG suddenly up 2,000 gold.
Nice play as well. We see off the reset, Lucas comes up as well. So no matter what, IG, we're going to have a numbers advantage. Rookie falling through as well. Nice flashes coming out from TheShy and Shun to guarantee those kills. And I really like the creative way of the Cannon Barrage, as you said, stopping the escape path of Wei.
He walked through there, was going to die, but dies anyway in the end after, well, after going down 0-2. This is not a great early game for RNG. And you're right, IG have had the better early games right through the lane. But this is massive. This is over 2,000 gold. TheShy gets to move back into the top lane. He's 65 CS at 7 minutes. And Xiaohu once again behind by about 20 CS at this point in the game.
And both junglers going to go back to full clearing towards their bottom sides. We could potentially see Wink and Lucas look for that rotation towards top, and IG goes for the gold trade on the Herald. I don't think they're necessarily the team that needs to go for that. Like, they could take the early dragon because they do have the Gankplank and the Aphelios. As
nice trade.
Rookie's getting spicy.
Oh, bowling ball down the middle. Lilting Lullaby not available for Shun, but I like that Rookie was hovering off to the side of Vision, thinking he's going to go for the Raptors. Now going to be started by Shun. Wei's walking up with the Phoenix to clear it, and there's no smite available for Shun.
Lucas is coming as well.
I really want to make this something, but Wei, in the end, is going to pick up the Raptor. He moves to level 7, so he does have an EXP lead over Shun.
Now we're going to see the IG members taper off towards the bottom side. Shun is going to go for the Dragon, so not feeling the need to make that swap towards Herald at the 8-minute mark. I like this a lot. Again, you have the GP, you have the Aphelios. Start stacking these up very early on. You already have a gold advantage as well. And at this point, if RNG went towards their top side, you can even match them and look for that fight as well.
Yeah. Again, let's keep in mind as Culling comes through onto Cryin. Every shot pretty much connects. Cryin has the flash. Choose not to burn it, which is wise as Wei is rolling down the mid lane. Rookie ready to flash himself, but that's good. Relentless Pursuit holds onto the Summoner too.
It's just such a treat to watch this guy when he's not making the mistakes he did last game. Again, last game deserves all the criticism in the world, was getting caught out left and right, but it's nice to see Rookie playing an aggressive lane champion for once, because we always see him play aggressive in lane. It's just usually on the lights of the Orianna, the Azir, the Victor, not these champions that really can look for those solo kills.
And that need to get ahead early as well. Good ult from Xiaohu, sends TheShy back into enemy's way. He doesn't have the cannon barrage, and the barrel's not going to save him either. Kill over and away from the passive from Phoenix. He wanted to give it to Xiaohu, but at the end of the day, TheShy dying, being too far on the lane.
And I'm surprised we're actually going to see IG be the ones to start this up. They know the members of RNG recalled, so they could have potentially been heading towards topside. And both Xiaohu and Wei are close to full HP. But with the fact that, you know, there's no Mega Gnar available, or even just thinking that they have enough time to burn it down fast enough, they feel confident going for this one.
Yeah, Cat Jam, I think that's a good trade, at the very least, when you're not trading too much.
I'm just surprised RNG wouldn't opt into looking for this fight.
Yeah.
TheShy didn't even have TP.
Shockwave was available too, even without the Mega Gnar. Ming moving up, has the explosive cask as well. Lucas is level 5, so the box is not there. Actually, just hit 6, excuse me. So it has ult for ult as Wink and Lucas actually staying up here for now, and TheShy has opted to go straight bot.
Again, they'd already started this rotation, right? We saw that Wink and Lucas came up here for Herald, so they're keeping this rotation now because they haven't found a window where they can synchronize their backs and like change a potential lane setup. Especially with the fact that Dragon still isn't up for another 3 minutes, there's no reason where you're forced to immediately make that swap.
Interesting to know. With Herald going down, though, it's still going to be the priority in opening and splitting this side of the map. Lilting Lullaby is available, so they pay the respect, and this will be first turret blood, excuse me. IG moved to almost 4,000 gold at 11 minutes in the game. We look at bot, and TheShy has wave clear here because he's got an early Essence Reaver, so Gala won't be able to push that far up, and it seems like IG get away without any response.
No, and IG, again, now that turrets are starting to break down, we're going to see what their lane assignment.
Cannon Barrage. This is why weak side top laners picked the Gankplank, flashed away from Wei. He gets the stun, he does his job, he runs away. There's the shockwave from Cryin. Wei almost dies, they don't finish the kill. Gala doesn't walk back in. They thought Cryin had it.
Yeah, and I mean, that was still nice from Cryin. I'm actually surprised that TheShy got hit by the shockwave, just on the edge of the hitbox, but he does survive. Almost able to take down Wei as well. But like you said, RNG just overestimating what Cryin can do in that scenario. And they did get Rookie's TP to at least come answer, but they definitely would have liked to get more from that.
Culling's coming down though onto Ming. He's now at 1/3 of his health. Heals up there with the passive. Rookie doesn't have too much mana to chase down, nor does he have a mythic item. But RNG's bottom lane, I'm going to say here, Rookie's quite comfortable, and Lucas has even roamed down. I thought we were going to see the old Lucian bottom lane, as actually, funnily enough, Wink plays a lot of it. But we'll watch again as how TheShy survive.
Alright, throws out the ult immediately, uses the orange right away as well. Qs. And again, just doing such a good job at playing with ranges right here. Just barely in reach of that ability. Is able to get some health back as well from the grass proc that he gets onto Wei at the end. And everything is fine for the likes of TheShy, who's now going to go up towards the top side of the map. He does have TP for the Dragon that's coming up in 58 seconds. And with the fact that we've only broken up one turret, we aren't going to get to any 1-3-1 sort of lane assignment yet. It is going to keep it standard with allowing Wink and Lucas to get chip damage on that bottom lane turret.
And IG staying in lanes, you know, that's always what we talk about. It feels like a broken record as TheShy going to spot this one out. Onto Wei. Big Krug does go over, but the small one's still worth quite a lot of value. And it's nice we get some parlay stacks. Just note as well, because of Essence Reaver being such a great item, he's got the 20% ability haste. 20 ability haste, excuse me. So Cannon Barrage almost off of cooldown once again.
20 ability haste, again, equals to about what 70% CDR would be, so it is very nice. Only sitting on that crit cloak. Other than that, but TheShy is not going to let Wei take this one for free.
He's a pain. He wants to parlay it away, but I think Wei could die if he sticks around for too long. It's Q after Q after Q, waiting for the barreled chain. Onto red buff. Patience is close. It's almost reset. The barrel, no. Wei actually picks it up at the end, but it was about 20 HP off.
And TheShy now having to back off because Cryin is making his way over. The rest of the RNG IG members are making their way towards the Dragons, as we see on our screen now. And IG not only having the gold lead, but also having the early advantage in terms of stacking Drakes. And I feel like they're positioned in a very good way in this game going forward.
Aphelios with an Ocean Soul. Tell me a story that doesn't hurt. TheShy getting knocked back once again. We've seen this play. We know Wei's coming up. I believe Orange was already used. Barrel chains there. TheShy's just dead once again. Wei walks up. They want this turret while the rest of IG, their only trade is getting vision and trying to push from mid.
Yeah, so IG not in position to really answer this, so definitely going to be one turret for the side of RNG. I don't think they should be able to get two. Probably will see some recalls coming out, but... Oh, the sleep!
Lilting Lullaby. That's a good sleep if there's any follow-up, but there isn't. And IG walk away. Okay.
You know, though they weren't in a position to follow up, and they most definitely shouldn't have dove, the fact that it's IG just made you believe they were going to do it anyway, right? It just made you believe.
You think if anyone's going to make it engaged that could go 50-50, it's definitely going to be Invictus Gaming. Let's take stock items though, Lyric, as we're getting to the point where we're moving into the mid game. We're moving out of laning phases, and it's a much wider map. We've got mythics for Rookie, where he's got the Gale Force option instead of something like the Kraken Slayer. Kraken for Wink, Turbo Chem Tank, Stride Breaker, nothing too surprising. Waiting for TheShy to go towards the second item. Zonya's instead of a mythic here for Cryin, who should be going towards the Night Harvester by the look of the Hextech Alternator. And I guess I should ask how the game goes from here, because now that we're kind of out of those laning phases, what RNG want to do and how they can look to deny some of these next dragons.
I feel like RNG are in a very awkward position where with the gold deficit, with where your items are, again, you want to be the ones running into IG, but you don't actually win fights. Ooh, flash for flash.
Yeah, that was a lot of gap closing used by both. Stride Breaker, Gale Force, Relentless Pursuit, Hop from Gnar, Flash and Flash. And after all's said and done, he's trying to back. Wei and Ming over the wall, but Rookie's gone.
We could see them do what they did last game, where they fell behind very early on, right? And they started to use their side lane pressures to rotate first, to recall, go straight mid, use a lot of different timings to find a numbers advantage, get picks, which brought them back in terms of gold, and then they started team fighting. Because I feel like they need to go an approach like that, because if we just went into straight up 5v5s right now, I don't feel very confident for them against IG's comp with the items they have right now.
Yeah, I think as well, because Cryin can kind of kamikaze into the backline too, and such easy setup when you have Lilting Lullaby, then Zonya's to follow up. Meanwhile, though, they do put the Herald down in the mid lane, and IG willing to push this for a second. Gala should have the clear, but Herald will only get the charge and then walk away. Still great for Invictus Gaming, as Xiaohu's trying to trade up in this bottom side. He'll get the turret, and TheShy pushing in for an inner in the top side meanwhile.
We are going to see Rookie come and answer the Gnar in the bottom lane. We see that Xiaohu is able to freely split push now. We talked about, hey, once he gets that first mythic item, he will start doing fine in the side lanes. He'll actually do fine whether it is against Rookie or TheShy at this point. And it's about continuing to all in on that pressure. I don't think you should be looking to actually try to really look for these dives or play around the Gnar side. The only windows you'll have for that is if IG are having some outrageous back timings. But again, you're trying to create picks, and I think you're trying to find unexpected moments to bring Xiaohu with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I like that, right? You know, especially with the teleport available, like those unexpected moments change the game in game number 2. We've seen similar drafts from both these teams. Remember, we've talked about identities. I think RNG and IG right now have the strongest identities in the LPL. From drafting to individual players' identities for at least the core members. So it's why casting RNG IG throughout the ages, throughout, you know, the millennia that we've seen these teams fight each other, it's definitely been, you know, one of the most interesting matchups because there's a lot of storied history here. Cat Jam, you know, there's 2013 for Royal Club, 2011 for IG.
There's obviously no reason to do it, and especially now that we're 18 minutes in. But you know what? It's a slow game. Give me some predictions, Hysterics. Give me some predictions.
IG, brother. You know why?
Why?
Well, because it's very easy to say it when they're 4,000 gold up, but just, you know, they could be 4,000 gold down, and I feel the exact same way for this game for IG that I do now. Honestly. It wouldn't make a difference. That's Invictus Gaming. If you don't watch the LPL, IG, if you're ever a fan of IG, probably don't. Because, like, they wear and tear on your soul, and it's a very traumatic experience.
Can IG wait out Mega? It looks like they're just going to not walk up to Dragon. They're going to completely ignore it. I don't even know if IG knows that Xiaohu's Mega. They definitely do now, but it's going to turn Mini, and IG, will they look for this? It's
still
all
needs
up
to come
Lucas
through.
Or Shun.
Explosive cast dodge. Nope. Wait, smites down. IG now looking for the fight. Lilting Lullaby on to only one member. Rookie on the backside deciding as Shockwave comes in. The Cannon Barrage was laid down by TheShy. But there you go. There's the fight. TheShy did 1,200 damage with his Cannon Barrage. And RNG say thanks for the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, if IG were going to look for the Lilting Lullaby anyway, I'm a bit surprised that we didn't just see Lucas throw out like a death sentence or see the seed come out earlier from Shun into a one-man sweep while Dragon is up, so they could potentially try to steal away that objective. That doesn't happen. They try to use the objective as a way to take the fight on the retreat. But at least they do get one turret out of it. The problem is the gold lead hasn't grown for IG in the past 6 or 7 minutes.
True. Just stayed the same. We've slowed down. Way is bear. Bear runs away. I think there's a copy pasta in chat that runs around, you know. I run, I stun, then I'm done. You know, like, that's Udyr to a T. It literally is one of the most telegraphed champions in League of Legends. So.
I was talking to Penguin about this. I think it was Penguin, or was he? I was saying it with you. I was saying it with someone on cast, where I feel like he's such a complex champion for the fact that every champion is complex these days, and he's simple. Like, in a world of 3-hit passives, 10 dashes, shield breaking, 2 knockups, a sleep, you know, like, you can make the Nexus explode. A champion that just runs at you and has an ability on that run is the best.
Complex because he's not complex. I like it. I'll correct myself. I run, I stun, job's done. You know, you got to think about it in that peon. Not peon. Is it peon or is it human from Warcraft 3? I can't remember. Job's done. I think it's human. Yeah.
It is. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Thanks. That's all I think. When I see jobs done, it doesn't matter if it's someone confirming work. That's the voice I hear it in every time. That's what
when
Warcraft
I hear
3
jobs
did.
done, I just think of the random fact that Rogue Warriors would randomly advertise their Warcraft 3 player in 2020.
Oh yeah. That was weird because I was like, I didn't even know there was a scene, and I found out there really isn't. But you know, the fact that Twitter account for Rogue Warriors was used for League of Legends sometimes, but mainly for their Warcraft 3 players. It's interesting to see the minds behind people, you know, and like what to advertise on the English side for a lot of these Chinese organizations.
Ooh, hysterics. Interestingly enough, we didn't get the Immortal Shield Bow from TheShy. He just went straight to IE, so he's just trying to all in on that immediate and mega burst potential that's going to come out.
Not all heroes wear capes, but TheShy has about 2 in his inventory, so that's full build, okay, at 22 minutes. Let's just call it that. But at the very least, like, while we are waiting for the setups here, we're waiting for the next couple of dragons, TheShy is getting bigger. He's getting larger. The wink on Aphelios almost towards his 3rd item, which could be the GA with stopwatch in hand. I'm looking across the board. Nothing else super massive apart from the Randuin's Omen as Culling comes through just to clear the wave with 1:40 until the dragon comes up.
I mean, we've talked many times that, you know, Randuin's now also reduces crit damage that comes in.
Yep.
You are facing 280 carries and a Gankplank. There is no better item to go against this comp than Randuin's Omen, so I really like the purchase coming out from Xiaohu. Everything else, stock and standard. Collector out for Gala, so he's at that point where he will be dealing massive damage. But, you know, what's my name this game, Hysterics?
You're Cat Jam this game.
Cat Jam.
You know,
Cat Jam.
I feel like the chat voted for Cat Jam because I think one of our code giveaways. If anyone didn't know, we're doing RP giveaways in our Twitch chat. Also, our YouTube chat has links actually in the chat.
It's actually RP from me, so thank me, Lyric,
Yeah.
otherwise known as Cat Jam.
We can't use it on, you know, the Chinese servers or Garita, and that's what we're using right now. So we have no use for it. But global servers, it's global RP giveaways. I'm seeing run, stun, done. Funnily enough, is the next code. So yeah, you are Cat Jam though. I was Peepo Clap. We had a lot of personalities. Dragon up in 30 seconds. I'm ready for this one. Ming. Oh, no. We're a bit wide. The swell seed as well. Short, and Ming avoids danger while IG are ready to gear up to lead themselves to Soul Point.
Also an interesting tidbit if you watch IG and you watch player cams like I do. It's always the coolest thing to me, as I will say my tidbit because TheShy just flashed, is that the 2 most talkative members on IG from watching their player cams all these weeks are Shun and Wink. So very interesting, like, kind of shot calling scenario, being your jungler and your 80 carry.
Yeah, when it's funny because that's the position Jackie Love facilitated on IG. You know, he was the shot caller too, so Wink kind of filling into those shoes. That's lilting Lullaby onto way. Cannon Barrage is there. It's cleansed away. Cryine's getting low, and Gala hasn't been spotted out in the back of the pit. Rookie goes in head first. There's the Dark Passage. Gala still wants to steal. They're waiting. They don't know he's there, but it is secured by Shun, who goes golden. Wade taken down. Gala, now that he's here, has to flash away. The barrel chain does nothing. Shun survives with a slimmer of health. And at the end of the day, that's an IG win.
I respect the try coming out from RNG. To be completely honest with you, Asterix, I don't think they need to go for that. They're sitting on one Drake already. They are just scaling up, trying to get back in the gold game, but they go for it. It was extremely close. I really like the shot clip, especially from Cryin. It did look like he was really close to getting it. IG take it, resets come out, and we're just at the point where, you know, let's be honest with ourselves. IG are probably going to wait that 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a Baron play come. I would love it. I bet Xiao would love it. I bet you would love it.
I bet we would love it. Love is definitely the word I'd use for a Baron play, but you know,
I would use the word adore.
Okay. The one thing I'll say is that, you know, we can't let our chat fall asleep. That's the problem. When we see slow games like this, after we just saw a 30-plus kill game in 30 minutes from IG RNG, we're now to a 6-kill game with 25 minutes, and if chat falls asleep, then I don't know what's going to wake them up. Maybe the Dragon
I'll wake them
stuff.
up with a random stat that we just got from production. That is, Ming has gotten 3,500 assists in the LPL.
Okay. Maybe that put them further asleep. I'm not sure. It is impressive, though. Let's be quite honest.
Hey, you put respect on Ming's name, sir.
I do.
Respect it.
Hey, he got MVP game 2. I respected him then. I respect him now. I still think Ming is a top 3,
you know what we
top
could
5
do now?
support.
I bet a lot of people don't remember. But you were making your random LPL lore. Something about like Senna, offshore facilities, Aphelios. You can continue that story here today.
Well, for people that don't know, Aphelios, where he actually gets his items is his offshore facility in the Bahamas. He avoids tax. He doesn't have to pay for transfer all the weapons. His sister's there in a hut pretty much handing them off to little satellite things, you know, like teleporter pads. They get sent to him and he doesn't pay the global international teleport tax. You know, it's something I need to do a video on. But
I also want to say someone just told me that they wouldn't love a Baron play, which is quite disappointing, you know. Maybe,
they're boring.
They're probably hoping that IG actually win this game. So, you know, as an IG fan, that is pretty understandable. But
look, let's just be honest. Just come back to Aphelios to round out the conversation. Let's just be happy that we're not where he was in Season 10. That was uncastable. That was unwatchable. We're now to a point where... I love
Aphelios right now.
You think it's close?
No, I love him right now. I think he's in a great spot in the meta.
Yeah.
He comes out as an answer to like Kaisa in these compositions that are low range and want to engage on you, and he's not like slightly overtuned to where he was last year, so very unique champion.
We're at a point where Wink, you know, on a fail, we still see those like 200 years moments, but I think they're actually justified, you know, 3-4 items where he doesn't blow people up for 10,000 damage at 20 minutes into the game. And here you go. This is your Baron play, but it's on a ward.
I don't care if it's on a ward. It's better if it's on a ward because you know what that means? RNG will come.
Yeah, and they'll fight. Lucas will set it up. Cannon Barrage laid down. TheShy gets a parlay. You know, it's like watching Pirates of the Caribbean. Parlay, like, we're cringing on that. Teleport on the back of the pit. Waves here. They pull off a Baron. Xiaohu into Gnar. And IG say, come at me, bro. Swell C dodged away. Xiaohu. That's a 2-man knock into the wall. Wei comes into Shockwave. Hits down for Shun. A 5 versus 4 as TheShy gets knocked into the rest of the team. GP is down. No parlay for this Pirate. As RNG with a numbers advantage have a low health bar. IG have played with worse and found better. So RNG walk away.
You know, I just want to apologize to that one IG fan who said they didn't want to see that because now I understand why. But yeah, we finally got a play coming out. IG tried to go for it. They have an extremely fast Baron time, especially with Lucian, Aphelios, even GP at this point with the items he has is very strong in the Lilia. So 2 do go down as we do go into the replay. I love that you highlighted Xiao early on. Goes for the flash, gets a double stun. Instantly, Shun gets taken down. Rookie tries to buy time with his ultimate. Doesn't. We do see Gankplank go down to the Kaisa as well. And this was what was interesting to me because IG kept posturing like they kept wanting to fight because they still had their Aphelios up. But ultimately, they decided to back off. And guess what, though? It is Dragon Soul time for IG potentially. Can they get in River in time?
Let's also remind our audience that for Invictus Gaming, as they head back towards the Baron, and maybe to give up the potential of Soul, a lot of summoners were burnt by RNG, so there's a lot on cooldown as IG start this up for the second time.
And this time we don't have Mega for Xiaohu. He's almost there, but no flash this time.
Rookie goes over the wall, zoning out Wei. It's a 3K, 2K, going down fast. Explosive cast in the pitch. Shun needs to survive, but Wei running towards them. The Baron steal's going to be everything, but the shockwave comes in. Wei's in the pit. Oh! It's all his. Wei's just stolen the Baron. Now Wink against it all. He's going to get knocked into the wall. Rookie as well. Xiaohu follows up, and IG have just lost it all. No spinning to win. A double kill over to the 80 carry of RNG. Gala ready to follow up as Rookie gets slowed on down. He kites it back, but Xiaohu hops over his old nemesis. TheShy left in the mid-wave with the most damage done in this fight. The barrel chain at the ready. 3 versus 1. He has no setup. He has no hope. He gets the crit down. Cryin almost dies. But now soul denied in the fight firmly for RNG.
And that is so tragic, Hysterics. What kind of power do we wield? IG goes for the Baron play again. And the smite came out so early from the side of Shun. They were very hesitant whether they wanted to try to get RNG to back off more or keep going for that play. They all get wiped. You not only lose Baron, 2 Ocean Souls for the side of RNG. The gold is now even. Let's get a replay of this and see how it happens, because IG start to back off. As you see, they stopped doing Baron. You talked about how they were zoning. Really good ultimate comes out, and yeah, Shun just smited too early. Wei flashes in, is able to guarantee that one. A sleep comes out from Lilia, but not on the key members of RNG to really guarantee anything happens. And Gala was protected by Xiaohu pretty much his whole fight to keep guaranteeing he was able to dish out the damage. And yeah, that was how RNG found their way not only back into this game, but probably with a lead.
Why is Xiaohu floating in this replay? Xiaohu's literally flying. What?
It was adorable. We don't question it.
I don't know why he's in the air. Xiaohu was literally flying on air.
He's transcended the rift. He's transcended this match.
Yeah, he's put on God mode and he just climbs over the objectives, man. Well, coming back to it, hey, Gala's 5-0. He hasn't died, hasn't picked up an assist. 4 items strong. And RNG now with the Baron buff, gold is even. And RNG with the comp you talked about, you know, this feels really nice. They're heading towards an Ocean Soul in about 7 minutes time if they can pick up the next one. And suddenly IG backs against the wall and RNG hitting these side lanes well.
And we gotta remember that RNG have the aggressive tools to dive a comp like IG's. IG don't really have a front line. All they have is his Thresh, not really that big and beefy to where if we have Mega, if Ming has his full combo, they can just look to find an E flat. Ooh!
Oh, against the wall. He's going to get Lilting Lullaby, though. Xiaohu gets woken up, though, by the Cannon Barrage as the barrel chain takes down a bit of more HP. Sent back with the Shockwave. Lucas comes in with a flash. Gala cleanses immediately. Small micro plays as Wink is at the ready for the Moonlight Vigil. But Gala, meanwhile, just takes down Shun. 4 versus 5, and IG going to get another death sentence here. TheShy whacks him down, but RNG are willing to go forward.
The problem is playing these comps that don't have front lines are really only potent when you're ahead. When you fall behind like this, it is extremely hard, and the enemy team can look for these kills on you and look for these engages at pretty much any time. You need the perfect spacing and distance like we saw in Game 1, and you really only get that breathing room when you have a lead.
You also talked about the setup needed, and many times I know you've talked about how Gankplank needs setup on a lot of these objectives or spaces. If he doesn't, then he's not facilitating the zoning role. Instead, people can just walk into him and tank front lines can absorb the damage. So TheShy is getting to a point where, yeah, okay, yes, he's scaling up, we all know, but he's never being allowed to set up in any of these spaces because of the movement speed, because of the mobility from RNG.
Well, and just especially now going forward, RNG are going to be the team that have control. They have priority. They're going to be able to get on the objective first. GP is now going to need to be running into them, which again isn't horrible. It's just much more awkward, especially with your barrel setup. So typically you do want to kite back with those on the Gankplank, especially when you have the Aphelios there as well. Your comp just kind of is knit tightly together by the fact that you are double 80 carry, a Gankplank, and like 2 zoning champions and Lilia Thresh. So it would be extremely potent in kiting back RNG's comp. But now RNG are the ones with the gold lead. They're the ones with complete map control, and again, they actually have frontliners. They can face check vision. They can walk into an objective second. They can look for dives. They can look for picks more aggressively. They have more tools available to them.
They have the easy to execute composition as well. What is your name? Cat Jam. Excuse me. Also note that IG, you know, that clutch factor with someone like Rookie gets a bit harder with Xiaohu building up resistances, with, of course, Wei too, Ming being in the way. And from here on out, RNG look like they have priority all across the map. 45 seconds until they get their soul point too. And IG just absorbing the farm from these waves, trying to get Rookie towards his third item. That demonic embrace picked up by Shun as well, and TheShy can't even move into this jungle without fearing for his life.
I love that you brought up Rookie and his damage, because Rookie really is no good target on the side of RNG. Xiaohu, Wei, and Ming are all too tanky. Cryin now has a Zhonya's Hourglass as well. All that leaves is Gala, which I'm pretty sure Gala can outright burst Rookie and win the 1v1, but he also has Guardian's Angel anyway.
Oh, I wouldn't pull Xiaohu in. You just set him up to hit on top of Wink. The 80 carries the shockwave. Lands onto Shun. Explosive cast there. Moonlight Vigil when the Verdum's good, though, as TheShy makes his way into the party. Shun going forward, and after GA, Wink is now alive. GA's done a lot, and I think that Moonlight Vigil did even more.
Yeah, like, really nice from IG. I don't think IG even expected to win that one. Like you said, really nice GA. But RNG aren't going to give this one up without a fight.
They're not. They're teleporting in. It's 5 versus 4, though, but Shun is low. Wei's coming around the backside as Rookie, and everyone else kind of looking at Ming. TheShy getting his setup in front of these objectives, though. Gala's been tagged. Lilting Lullaby's not available.
We got to keep our eyes on Wink, though. Hysterics, he's the big carry.
Well, the base is getting torn in the meanwhile, though. Shun needs to smite this down. Getting Ocean Soul for IG would be big. No! Stolen again! Wei just comes into Xiaohu. Hits a 4-man ulti. Wink's gonna go down. TheShy and Rookie out the back of the pit, and RNG are hightailing it for a series win.
And we've seen Wei's consistently been the more clutch juggler.
Bear slap down. That's all you need to do. Rookie and TheShy can't back in time. Xiaohu, Ming, Gala over the wall. Teleport being used as well. 4 versus 2, and this is a late back.
I feel like this is going to be a bit of a race. Hysterics to the
Shockwave hits 2, and Bows kablam! It's over. RNG 2-1 just like that. Invictus Gaming sent